right, shalom, shalom, shalom. For the Hebrew Israelites, Lafayette, Louisiana branch, all right, coming out week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, all right, which is spiritual Rome, spiritual Sodom, spiritual Egypt, all right, the house of bondage being reincarnated by Yahweh by Shem Yahushua all over again, man. But before we go any further, we're going to face the east and give infinite honors and praises to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua by Shem Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles of great millstone who rule well, teach well, and are worthy of the double honors. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 6 of time, man. All right? And we're back again, all right? Another weekend in Babylon, prophesying again to the four winds, man. All right? It's nothing new. And even though it may get a certain climate out here, even though it may rain, thunderstorm, all right? It may get cold, we're commanded to come out here and teach the word and prophesy unto our people so we can get delivered from out of the hands of Esau Edom, man, here in America, all right? Because spoken of by Yahushua, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, over 2,000 years ago, quoted that what? If this kingdom was of Yahushua's, then his servants will fight, man. So we're fighting for invisible power, so-called, man, all right? Which is going to show himself and is revealing himself right now through the prophets, man. But it's going to eventually reveal himself in his angelic form, man. Go ahead, up.
All right, this is John 18 and 36. And Yahushua answered, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight. It says, this is John 18 and 36. It says, Yahushua answered, my kingdom is not of this world.
Right, my kingdom is not of this world. All right? And that's twofold because Yahushua was talking about, at that time, all right, the ancient Roman Empire, man. All right? That kingdom was not Yahushua's, man. All right? So they still had a part of the vision left to come, man, which is happening right now on the planet Earth, starting with the prophets being raised up, all right, in the name of the Lord, starting with that name of the Lord, all right, starting with that identity, all right, you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, that identity being revealed and brought back onto you, man, all right, which was mercy and grace from the Most High, man. So the Most High doesn't want you to just learn a few precepts, all right, and just know your nationality. He wants you to eat this whole roll, man, all right? He wants you to know the truth about this place, man. Not just say, oh, well, we know Esau is the devil, but you don't know your nationality, man. You got to eat the whole roll, man, the volume of the book. Go ahead, huh?
It says, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight.
Right, then would we fight, man. And we weren't fighting, and the scriptures speak of many accounts where the men of the Lord tell you they weren't fighting for something that was material or something that could be actually touched with the hands, man, all right? Or something that could be perceived with the eyes, all right? Or smelled even, man. They were fighting for something that was unseen, man, which is in the heavens, being formed in the heavens and played out on the planet Earth, man, all right? And we say this time and time again that, all right, in the spirit world, America has already been destroyed, man, all right? We have to just play out this role that the Most High is putting us through, man, as casting actors, all right? And some of you that have come amongst us and not amongst us anymore, you just had little cameos, little spots here and there, man, all right? But the elect, the 144,000, all right, play the main roles in this movie, man, all right? And Yahushua is the director, man, the author, and the finisher. Go ahead, huh?
It says, if my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews, but now is my kingdom not from hence.
But now is my kingdom not from hence, meaning what? Now is my kingdom, all right, not in this world, man, all right? So here we are, over 2,000 years later, all right, making our calling and election sure, presenting our bodies as living sacrifice, playing out this role that the Most High has brought for us, man. And that's literally a miracle, because you see brothers in London, all right? I was watching brothers from the UK this morning, man, all right? Opening it up and bringing it out, man, all right? Calling upon the name of the Lord, man. You got brothers in Rome, Italy, the Virgin Islands, Suriname, man, as well as over here in America, because the scriptures tell you that we're going to be made a little sanctuary throughout the entire planet Earth, man. So now you see those men through the Spirit of the Lord in different tongues, all right, different nations of people scattered amongst different languages being risen up, and they have a common denominator called Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh Barakatah Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles, man. That's no coincidence, man. The Lord is doing everything he does by design, even the conversations that we have, the visions that the men of the Lord are having, the vibration that's put on throughout the earth, that goes forth to show that these scriptures that we're bringing out are true, man. You got it. Yeah, any more? You got it, man.
Haggai 2020. All right. This is Haggai. All right. This is Haggai chapter 2, verse 20. And again, the word of the Lord came unto Haggai in the 24th day of the month, saying, verse 21, speak to Zerubbabel, governor of Judah, saying, I will shake the heavens and the earth.
Right, and this is around the time where you had the temple was sacked by the Babylonians, all right? And then Cyrus, the Most High, gave a decree onto Cyrus, all right, which was to rebuild onto the temple, man. But this is twofold, because this is going to happen right now, man. This is what Yahushua was talking about, all right, when he spoke of it in Matthew the 24th chapter, man, all right? All those things came to pass, and so will the destruction of America. And we line these things up with secular history, and we say, okay, well, this is exactly dead on point with what the scriptures is talking about, man. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 22, and I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms.
The throne of kingdoms, man. So Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to overthrow Babylon the Great, man. All right? That whore that sitteth upon many waters, man. The Lord is going to dethrone this place, man. All right? Because by the Lord, the pride, the spirit, this feminism, all right, this democracy, all right, this Me Too movement, this alphabet crew, LGQ, all right, the Lord put the spirit on this place to uphold these policies, man, to show forth that this place is nothing but abomination, nothing but wickedness, nothing but envy, nothing but strife, man. And if you look at the history of America going down to the forefathers, you see that they've always had a plan. They've always had an agenda, man, which was to bring this society into a new world order, man. And it has nothing to do with you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, man. You're not gonna, if Esau was to carry out his plans, NWO, he would still have you Israelites in slavery, man. That's what you're not getting, all right? That's why the Lord said, hearken unto this word and you shall be saved, man. Esau's technology and his labs, his science can't save you, Jay. Only the Lord, man, because the Lord presides over all of that. Y'all brothers want to say something? Y'all got it.
You pretty much said it all, huh?
You got it.
Haggai 2, verse 22. And I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen.
Ooh, hey, and what's the strength of Esau Edom? His nuclear capabilities, man. That's what Esau, amongst other things, all right?
Yeah.
But Esau's top strength in the earth is what? His nuclear power, man. All right? I've become the destroyer of worlds, right? What else can these Edomites say that they could destroy these worlds with? You could destroy them with policies and philosophies, but actual total annihilation is going into that nuclear missile, man. That's what you buck yourself up with, Esau, Moab, all right? That's what you literally, you're a poster, Esau's a poster boy for that nuclear missile, man. All right? That's what he brags on and boasts on, man. That's when Esau go all in with when he's trying to deliver a policy onto one of these foreign countries, these foreign nations. He'll dress up in a suit and tie, shake your hand, get into the paperwork with you. But if all else fails, if you breach those policies, or if you don't want to go along with his American way, what is he gonna do, man? He's gonna declare war on you. He's gonna destroy you. All right, and then he's gonna back that up with his nuclear power, man. That's why the Lord said he's gonna destroy all that, man. And it's not even gonna be a fight, Esau. Because the Lord said he's not going to lift up any sword or instrument of war. So the Lord's not coming back with your little nuclear missile power, man. He's coming with the strength from the heavens, man. And you have all the observations that the Lord created, the sun, the moon, the stars. They're going to be a witness to what's going to happen here, man. All right? And it's even going to be made a memorial, all right, that smoke is going up, like we talk about time and time again, when it says that smoke is going to burn forever. We're gonna literally zoom in on this place as a bad nightmare, a bad dream that the Most High put us through, man. Y'all brothers got it.
And the Lord is gonna make one big sacrifice out of this place, America. Right? You know, Isaiah the 34th chapter goes into that. You know, basically, hey, you know, America is one big altar, and the Lord is going to make one big sacrifice upon this place. That's right. Turn it into a lake of fire.
That's right.
All right. So it says, the middle part of verse 22, and I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them, and the horses and their riders shall come down.
Exodus 15.
All
right.
Every
time up.
the middle part of verse 22, and I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them, and the horses and their riders shall come down, every one by the sword of his brother.
Right, total division, man. And that's what the Lord did to ancient Egypt, man. He overthrew those chariots and those horsemen, right? And now we have spiritual Egypt, Esau, Edom, your chariots, your horsemen, your tanks, all right, your fighter jet planes, all right. That's what you uphold your strength in. Oh, we're gonna send out a fleet of tanks, send out the air assembly, all right. Send out the space. You even got your military up in space, Esau. That's why it's gonna be a war in the heavens, because Esau, Edom is literally behind the scenes creating all this new technology we haven't even seen come to the forefront yet, man. All right, there's way more technology that Esau, Edom has out there that we haven't seen actually be utilized on the planet Earth, man. And we're gonna see all those things come out, but just like that, we're gonna see the Most High's weaponry and armory come out, man. Y'all brothers got it.
Yeah, when Esau, Edom comes, you know, with the fullness of his left hand miracles, then that's when Yahweh Shema Shah is going to come with their right hand miracles, right? You know, form of those angels, that standard being lifted up, the archangel Michael, the chariots, and so on and so forth.
Right, and that's beautiful, because the Lord literally tells us we're going to have strength in that day, man. He doesn't leave us out in the blind, man. Esau leaves you out in the blind, man. All right, he don't want you to come back and connect with your power, man. Esau loves you living in these ghettos, loves you living on Section 8. All right, he loves that you're getting all these benefits from him, because when it's going to come down to when he's going to administer that main benefit, which is that charagma, all right, you're going to do the same thing that you did with food stamps, with this right here. You're going to do the same thing that you did with FireTap, with SNAP, all right, with WIC, welfare. The same mindset that you have for all these government benefits, you're going to have it for this charagma, man. You're going to be seeking it out. Oh, well, they're going to lay out a whole policy for you. This is what the charagma has beneficial for your household, for your family, right? And Jake going to look into that policy. You know Jake loves policy. Oh, man, woo. These fancy words, everything smooth as butter. And when you take on to that and cleave onto that, man, like the brother brought out yesterday, Isaiah 31, all right, it's going to be a woe unto you, man, which is that third woe, man, which is that world war, which is Jacob's trouble simultaneously happening in the midst of this, man. You got it, brother. Go ahead.
Hey, like the brother was just saying about the, the SNAP benefits. All right, certain Jake get, different types of benefits, so forth and so on from the government.
Yeah.
All right, they're gonna put all of that in the form of that chip, man, in that charagma, man. All right.
Hard Doritos.
Yeah. All right.
But just another point just to make, all right, because when people apply for SNAP, EBT, welfare, and WIC, they have to meet a certain criteria for that. Can anybody just go in there and get food stamps or get WIC or get welfare? You have to meet Esau's criteria. Okay, how many people do you have in the household? What's your monthly income? Do you have people that are in college and schools? What's the ages of your household, man? So Esau's going to replace that. Well, if you don't have the criteria, you got to have the criteria, which is the charagma, man, to get these benefits off of the charagma, man, to go in this bank, to go in this store, to go in this retail office, all right, to go to work, man. And Jake loves to work. Jake is a homeborn slave, man. He loves going on the plantation, waking up early, saluting to Esau, clocking in, and being a good Samaritan, man. We're not saying don't render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. That's the mystery of what Yahushua spoke of, all right, when he said that in John the 15th chapter, man. All right? We're not saying, okay, well, when the police pass by, don't get in line, all right, don't agree with thine adversary. All right, we're saying that you have to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, because we're dealing with a society that'll come and devour you any second, man. That's why you gotta deal with the Most High, man. You don't deal in Esau society, man. You gotta deal with the Lord, because the Lord controls these centurions. The Lord controls this government assistance. The Lord controls this politics, man. These politicians. Go ahead, brother.
15. This is Exodus 15 and 1. And it says, Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Lord, for I will sing unto the Lord, for has trumpeted gloriously the horses and the rider.
Ooh, one more time, my brother. Shot.
All right. It says he have trumpeted, triumphed.
Right. I mean, he's got the victory over. So that's talking about, that's twofold as well, because that's talking about ancient Egypt. The Lord triumphed over them. All right. And then when you go into the book of Joshua, all right, that history had preceded the Lord, man. The Lord literally set a vibration on the earth, because Rahab the harlot was telling Joshua basically that we have heard, they were trembling, man. Yeah. We've heard what your ancient forefathers and Yahweh Shai brought up in the land of Egypt, man. Yeah. So this history has passed on through the fear of the Lord. It's just you 2/3 boneheads, all right, don't want to get to this, man. Don't want to take heed to this. The fear of the Lord is upon his elect, man. We fear the Lord. We know what the Lord can do, man. This is the Ancient of Days we're talking about, man. The King of Spirits. The Lord don't deal just like a regular man or just say, well, you want to square up? You want to put him up? And he don't deal with, okay, well, I'm going to pass by your house and do a drive-by. Nah, man, the Lord don't deal like that. The Lord did, like they said, the Lord works in mysterious ways, man. And those mysteries were revealed unto the elect. That's why you see us in a mysterious form, man. We come and we speak of dark parables, man, and deep sayings. Go ahead, brothers.
All right. It says, the horse and his rider have he thrown into the sea.
Right, and that sea is going to be a lake of fire this time, man. That horse and that rider, Esau's military, because the average Jake will see, like, if we saw, like, we just speaking as men, we saw a big tanker roll through here, 5, 6, 7 tankers. Hey, man, that'll make us get a little, hey, what the hell is going on? Like, you know what I mean? So just imagine how the Lord is coming, man. We don't fear these chariots, these horsemen of Esau. We fear the Lord, man. All right? Because we could be thrown in jail, we could be martyrs, but at the end of the day, our spirit is not going to go back to Esau or Edom, man. It's going to go back to the Lord, man. So that's what's glorious about this truth. Go ahead, bro.
It says, the Lord is my strength, and the song.
No, Esau is my strength.
That's right.
So our people were saying that the Lord was their strength and praising unto the Lord thousands and thousands upon thousands of years ago, man. All right? In ancient Egypt, man. This is our history. This is our memorial, man. So it's no coincidence that the Lord rose up us again in this captivity where you're going to have the worst hell. You're going to have the worst. It's going to be worse than the flood, all right? Worse than the antediluvian period, all right? Worse than 70 AD. Worse than the sack of the temple of Babylonians. Worse than the abomination of desolation during the time of Maccabees, man. All things that we look throughout in the scriptures and say, man, look what the Lord did. That puts us in fear even by reading it, man. So now, to be in the flesh again and stand in these latter days to go through it, man, the Lord's going to make men out of us, man, and try us in the furnace of adversity, man. But we're going to come out, Lord willing. We're going to be looking at each other like, hey, and we really went through that, man. We really spoke about it, and we did it. And that's the lifestyle that you niggas want to obtain to on this side in America. That's what Yahweh Shah was saying, man. These 2/3 of our people, they want to be the top dog in America. The top dog in Louisiana, in Texas, in Mississippi, in Arkansas, in Alabama, man. They want to be the Jake drive the nicest car, have the most money, but that's what Yahweh Shah said. His kingdom is not of this world, man. And neither are we. Go ahead, bro.
It says, the Lord is my strength and song, and he is become my salvation.
Right, pertaining to, I believe, Revelation, the 14th chapter, that song, man. All right? That new song, which is that old song, which is the same song that Moses sung, man. Which was what? Fear the Lord, all right? Keep his commandments, prophesy the downfall of America, all right? Teach prophecy, all right? And we will be delivered, man. Tell our people what's going on, man. That's what a good friend does. That's what Yahweh Shai did, man. A good friend will say, hey, bro, hey, don't go that way, all right? They got a lot of danger that way. Just keep going this way, we're going to be safe. All right, that's what Yahweh Shai did, man. That's what the prophets are set up to do for our people, man. All right, so even though the lives of others will see us up here prophesying weekend after weekend, day after day, saying, man, what are the 3 guys doing out there, man? They always out there. It just seem like they just talking to the camera, man. But lo and behold, the Lord is going to send us fruit, man. Just like the Lord is going to send all these other brothers, all these different camps, those little sanctuaries, more and more fruit until the elect is beamed up out of here, man. Go ahead, bro. Verse 3.
It says,
Just read down to verse 3. Just keep reading.
okay,
Verse 3.
all right. He is my power, and I will prepare him an habitation.
Right, and we're doing that right now, man. The habitation is that tabernacle of David, man. We're preparing that for the Lord. We're girding up our loins, man. We're making our calling and election sure, so when the Lord looks at Amanya's life, he puts the scope on Amanya, he puts the scope on Wahadi, he puts the scope on Amwaz, he can say those men were blameless. He can say those men had not a spot on them, man. He can say they ran and finished their course, whatever the course that the Lord had planned for us, man. And that's what we want. We don't want to get Esau's, like how Esau do a evaluation on the job, like every so often, you know what I'm saying? He'll do evaluation, say, yo, how's your work performance going? Successful, unsuccessful, imbalanced, exceptional, things like that. Nah, man, we're not looking for that, man. We're getting our daily bread, all right? The Lord is going to guide our steps, man. Go ahead, bro.
It says, I will prepare him a habitation, my father's God, and I will exalt him. The Lord is a man of war.
Woo, there you go, man. So Esau, Edom, you think that you just a man of war, just could go in and just sweep these other nations, man. With your nuclear technology, you got hundreds upon hundreds of U.S. embassies, all right? U.S. they call that shit military bases. Yeah, military bases, man. That's how that pride has raised up in you, man, because you're seeing all these military operations that you have on earth. And also you're seeing what they're doing to the people, man. They're making them drunk off the American philosophy. All right? Now the Most High is gonna make you a laughing stock because what is Esau Edom's armies filled with, man? Filled with nothing but transformers, nothing but moles, man. You're a laughing stock, man. But what is the Most High's army filled with? Men of integrity, men of valor, man. Men of honor, man. Real soldiers for Yahushua, man. Like the scriptures say, enduring hardness, man. Because this is a spiritual war we're going on, but the Lord is a man of war. So he's building up as a perfect soldier, man. You got it, huh? You can bring out the Isaiah.
All right.
Yes,
Lord.
All right. This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2.
You can start at 1, brother.
God. Isaiah chapter 19, verse 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud.
Right, that chariot, man. The Lord's going to come back on that chariot because that's the Lord's vessel of war. That's the Lord's vessel of communication, of war, all right? That's the Lord's vehicle, okay? That's a sign, all right, that the Lord's strength is not anything man-made. A chariot is a man-made. A so-called UFO is a man-made, all right? That's a vehicle designed from the heavens, man. That can't be crafted in Esau's lab and Esau's slave factories, man. That's crafted from the heavens, man. Go ahead, bro.
It says, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud and shall come into Egypt.
Ooh, into Egypt, like the Lord did in ancient Egypt, right? But as the Lord is going to do that in spiritual Egypt, because I'm going to get this real quick. Keep going. You want to say something like y'all first? I'm going to get this real quick.
I'm going to finish the verse out of it, right? It says, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the hearts of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Yeah, so when the Lord returns, hey, the heart of this place is going to melt, right? Not only on a symbolic standpoint, because when these people around America are going to see the chariots, especially the chariot that Yahushua is going to be riding upon, they're going to be like, oh shit, what the hell is that? Like off the movie Independence Day.
Right, God.
And they're not only that, and they're not only that, but they're literally going to melt, okay? Because at the same time that Yahushua and the angels are going to come with those chariots, to here in America, those nuclear missiles are going to be dropping, all right? And as well, the fire from the chariot is going to be shooting down and helping to burn this place. And at the same exact time, they're also going to be delivering up the elect out of America, okay? right, brother. Brother got a scripture on the comment board?
I was just seeing if they saying we had no Bibles.
Yeah.
This is backing up the brother's point because this is going to show you that the Lord is not talking about ancient Egypt, man. He's talking about spiritual Egypt. 2nd Esdras 15 and 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before. You see? So what is as before talking about? The Lord said as before, meaning not in the time of ancient Egypt, but the time of spiritual Egypt right now, man. So all those plagues, all right, the same way it happened, all right, which resulted in the men of the Lord, the elect being delivered, Salaki, all right, the nation of Israel out of ancient Egypt, is going to result in the Lord's people being delivered out of spiritual Egypt, man. But before they had that great deliverance, you're going to see, like it says, and I will smite Egypt with plagues as before and will destroy all the land thereof, man. So the Lord is going to make an example out of spiritual Egypt, man. But it's going to start systematically, what you would call it, economically, financially, right? Socially, and so on and so forth, man. Educationally, man. All right? Because the Most High, it wouldn't be, the Most High just said, okay, well, that's America, boom, destroyed. No, man, the Most High is just breaking this place down little by little because ultimately prophecy has to be fulfilled, man. All right? The men of the Lord have to be delivered. We have to get spiritual powers in this place. This place has to get judged a certain way. Hell has to be brought to America in a certain way. That's according to the scriptures. Most High is not going to go against that. Go ahead, I can go on, man.
Yeah, kind of like the brother was breaking down. This place is being brought down, socially, education-wise, political-wise,
right,
economic-wise. But hey, because the Lord is bringing a slow death to this place. In a slow death, on most occasions, it's like the worst form of death. Because right before that person or that thing dies, you get it has to suffer before it dies.
Suffering, yeah.
Right, and that's what the Lord wants to see upon this place, as well as the majority of the people in this place. The Lord wants to see these people suffer, and that's why the Lord's bringing famine, food shortages, blackouts, this heat wave that we see taking over the planet Earth. All right, the Lord wants to see all these proud-ass people suffer, right? And then not to mention the gorilla pox. I'm gonna say it like that. You want to see all these alphabet people suffer as well. Hey, great suffering is getting ready to happen on this planet Earth, which is already happening now, but it's going to continue intensifying more and more within the months to come.
Right, and that shows you that the Lord is seeing everything because the Lord is targeting certain areas of this place, man. Mm-hmm. All right, whether it be the stock market, whether it be you moles, whether it be you wicked politicians, man. All right, the Lord sees the wickedness that's going on, but the judgment that's being brought down is not a judgment that you hit the gavel, all right, on the wood and the decree is made. Nah, the judgment is coming from heaven. That means it's out of your control, Esau. All right, go ahead. You got it.
All right. Verse 2, Isaiah 19, verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
That's right, man. Go ahead.
And they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Right, man. Race wars, civil wars, riotings, uprisings, man. Which we see going on right now, man. And it's gonna go to the ceiling in this place, man. It's not gonna just be, okay, well, they just had a division amongst the school board over here or the community active group. Nah, man, it's gonna be state versus state, Republicans versus Democrats, Edomites versus Edomites, Edomites versus Jakes, Jakes versus Jakes, man. So the Lord is going to completely dismantle this place and set a division amongst all these industries. Esau loves his industries, man. Industrial revolution, all right? He loves this, what Jake calls it, a concrete jungle, man. He loves this place, man. All right? But Esau doesn't love this place enough to say, well, we're just going to withhold off our agenda till you Israelites get right, man. No, man. Esau's pushing his agenda, man. And Esau's going to cancel out on America, man. Because this dollar is going to be null and void, man. It's going to be everything digital. That's why you see all his industries are switching digital. The banking industry is going digital, all right? The insurance industry is going digital, okay? these government, FEMA, Board of Education, Department of Health, they're going digital, man. These hospitals, everything is going electronic, man. All right? And it's going to be a great false flag, multiple false flags amongst everything else that's going on to usher in this NWO, man. And what a beautiful thing is to be telling you people what's going on, man. The Lord got to be dealing with us, man. Lord willing, operate as I said, as in the most humble way, man. But we see it across the four corners that we're the men in like-mindedness doing this works, man. You don't see any other men out here, man, on the same accord, pushing the same doctrine, and it's actually coming to pass, man. So we say that humbly and respectfully. Go ahead, huh?
I got a quick one. This is 2nd Ezra 6, 16 and 36. It says, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. And when a woman with child is in her 9th month, bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains, and pass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment," man. And as the brothers is going over the different things that are happening in America, all right, the division, all right, the plagues, all right, the head towards the digital currency, all right, this place, starting to get, locked down again, all right. All of these are the beginning of those sorrows and those plagues, man. The Lord is hitting this place, all right, with deadly blows, man, all right, and
birth pains.
Yeah, birth pains, man, all right.
Yahushua is ultimately going to deliver his elect. When that man child is born, Yahushua, when he shows himself, he's going to deliver his elect. We're going to be delivered out of this place. And if like when a woman has different birth pains and stuff, like contractions, okay, they literally slack not a moment, man. They'll be back to back to back to back to back, man. And that woman will be in anguish, hurting, man, ready to deliver that child. All right? That's our nation, man. All right? Our nation is going to be getting hell brought upon. That's why it's called Jacob's trouble, man. We're going to literally, in the minute of the Lord is going to be building us up and strengthening us. But we're literally still going to be crying out to the Lord, man. Lord, come and deliver us, Lord. Please, Lord. This is hell that we're going through. How long, Lord? Go ahead, man.
It says even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. And that's what's beginning to happen right now, man. All right, people are not starting to find, any safe haven, man, for rest, man. With everything that's going on top of the bills being high, on top of the gas being high, food being high, all right, upcoming famines, all right, all of this stuff, man, are plagues of the Lord, man, all right, bringing down this place,
right,
all right. It says, "Oh, my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth," man. So when these evils, increase, man, all right, to the point to where, the prophets are going to have to, pretty much be pilgrims, man, move, the Lord's going to give them the spirit, all right, to move, about the earth, man, without being hard.
And in that day, it's going to be buck wild, man, because the average American can't go without their phone for a period of 24 hours. They can't go without Wi-Fi. They can't go without scrolling down on Instagram. They can't go without posting news. They can't go without looking at porn, man. All right? That's the mindset of you Americans, man. That's why in that day, the Most High is preparing us ahead of time. He's letting us know, hey, look, you're going to have to go without these things. All right? Because all you're going to need is this truth. Because we're getting ready. We're preparing ourselves for this word to be in our inward part so we can give a damn what's going on in the world, man. We don't want no connection to this world. We're getting ready for this spiritual word to be within us. Hear us good, Akim. This word that we're reading is going to be in us. We're going to be living testaments of it. So we could care less about cellular Wi-Fi, cellular networks, all right, laptops and computer screens, man. We're just using that for the moment to push this word out, man. But in that day, we're going to be off the grid, man. you're not going to hear from us, man. There's going to be a famine of the word, man. The scriptures speak of that as well. Go ahead, brother.
John 16 and 20.
Thank you.
All right. It's the book of John, chapter 16, verse 20. John 16, verse 20. This is Yahushua speaking. Verily, verily, I say unto you that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice.
Right, and we're doing that right now. We're weeping and lamenting. We're in the house of mourning. All right, the world is in the house of feasting. They're rejoicing right now. Man. With all this hell going on, the world is still rejoicing, man. Even with this apepox, gorilla pox, like the brother was going into, man. The world is still rejoicing, man. They don't see anything wrong with the society, man. They don't see anything wrong with America, man. All right. They're having it their way here, man. The Raging Cajuns, Louisiana State University, Rice University, Tulane, man. Get an education. Go and get a piece of Esau society. Join the military. Become a teacher. Serve your country, man. But there's nothing left of your country, Jake. This society don't love you, man. Esau and his industries don't love you, man. That's why the unemployment rate is skyrocketing, all right? That's why you got a bunch of homeless people just walking the streets all over, man. That's why Jake got to work 120 hours a paycheck just to get $1,000, man. Just complete madness, man. Going on, man. Hypocrisy. This is the most hypocritical nation on the planet Earth, man. America. Because it'll do one thing and then say another. It'll bring out a law, then it'll amend that law, man. What is an amendment? An amendment is a change, man. Subject to change. And the society is subject to change. That's why when that Roe v. Wade came down, all right, you had half of the House was for it and half of the House was against it, man. I thought America was about unity, union, the United States, man. Go ahead, Go ahead, Verse 21.
God, it says, John 16, verse 20, Verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice. And ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy.
How is our sorrow going to be turned into joy? These prophecies being fulfilled. The word of the Lord judging this place. That's what turns our cries into laughter, man. Because now it's coming to true. Now we're going to get the last laugh. Now instead of us being laughed at, scorned at, y'all treating this as a zoo, y'all come up and look at us like y'all looking at a bunch of wild animals, man. We're the cream of the crop of our nation, man. Lord willing, we get that number. So you're looking at kings, priests, and judges, but to your detriment, all right, and to your philosophical, Americanized, westernized mind, you think that the thing that we're up here doing is something of that a beast would do, man. You see this and regard this as nothing, man. Even our own people, man. Our own people are the worst, man. Because they'll have an Edomite that'll come up and want to dialect with us in a so-called fair manner, but then Jake will come up just straight up with nigga shit, man. Straight up buck wild, man. Out his body, out his mind, man. And Jake loves being in that state of mind, man, because Jake is a reprobate and totally void of judgment, man. Go ahead, bro.
Say, read down to 21.
Yeah, 21. All
right. John 16, verse 21. A woman, when she is in travail, hath sorrow, because her hour is come. But as soon as she is delivered of the child, she remembereth no more the anguish for joy that a man is born into the world.
Can you read it one more time?
All right, John 16, verse 21. A woman, when she is in travail, hath sorrow, because her hour is come.
That's right. That's right. And if I can say, right now, man, America is having those birth pains, man. All right, it's having it's as a woman that's in her ninth month of pregnancy, man. All right, by the things that are going on in the earth. All right, you got it.
Yeah, because America's hour has come. The hour of its judgment. Yeah, Revelation 18 chapter, it tells you that Yahweh Shemashah is going to destroy Babylon the Great in 1 hour. But it says, the middle part of verse 21, but as soon as she is delivered of the child, she remembereth no more the anguish for joy that a man is born into the world.
And that's likened into us, man, because we're looking to get up out of this place, man. All right? We're looking to get up out of this place, man, which is Babylon, America, man. All right? We see that all this hell and this turmoil that's going on, man. All right? And what? We're looking to get out of this place, man. We're looking to be delivered. All right? As that woman has that when she has that child, man, that release of pain, man. All right, and that's that sorrow that we feel, all right, being in this place, man. All right, and that's what these people are ultimately feeling too, as well, man. They feeling bitter, all right, because of their society collapsing, that their 401k is going down the drain, all right, that they won't be able to continue to have grandchildren for years on and generations. All right, they know that this place is going down, man. All right, shut that down.
Verse 22.
God. John 16, verse 22. And ye now therefore have sorrow, but I will see you again.
Right, Yahushua is going to see us again because how? Even though that woman is travailing, all right, that anguish, she's going to bring forth that man-child, which is Yahushua. And the brother just read that what? She remembered it not after that, man. Yeah. So when Yahushua comes back, that's going to be an answer to all our problems, man. It's going to put a smile on all our faces, and it's gonna bring us rest and peace, man. Shalom, tranquility, man. That's what Yahushua is coming forward to bring. But first, he has to judge this place, man. Because the judge, even in American society, right? You'll have the judge. When the judge walks into the court, they say, all rise, give him all his respect. And after the judge enters that decree, whether he give Jake life or whatever it may be, he has that seriousness about it, man. All right? Because what? That judge is a representation of the law. He upholds the law. So the law can't be all loose and laughing and joking, man. People are just going to want to do what they want. Yeah. So when that judge brings out that decree, he's serious. But after that decree is going out, he take off that robe, he laughing, man. He joking, man. He relaxed, man. Hey, that brought a lot of stress off my chest, man. Because like Jake said, Jake be like, man, I got some pressure built up. Jake will go do some wicked stuff. When we get pressure built up, we get stressed out, we come to this truth, man. Just like Yahushua, man. Yahushua is up in the heavens. He has a lot of pressure built up, man. And he's going to release that on you heathens, man. And when that pressure is going out, Yahushua is going to be embracing his elect, man. And part of that is us being delivered up. That's a part of him embracing us. And a part of him embracing us as well is this truth, man. Giving it to us to comfort us, man. I got one after this.
Suffering with this.
That's right, brother.
Yep. This truth is like the ultimate comforter. That's right. Because with all this hell that's going on throughout the society, all three of us that you see, standing in front of the camera, exactly where would any of us be if we didn't have this? Right. So this is definitely a blessing, a major blessing by Yahweh Shema Shai for giving us His word. This is John 16 verse 22. And ye now therefore have sorrow, but I will see you again, and your heart shall rejoice, and your joy no man taketh from you.
Right. No man take it from you, man. Because that joy is this. Get it real quick. This is that joy that the brother is speaking about, all right? It's Revelation 3, and I'm going to start at 10. It says, because, it's Yahushua speaking again, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. That's why we're going to be joyful, man. Because the Lord is going to ultimately keep us from that hour of temptation, man. He's going to keep us from the hells and preserve us throughout the society. Even in death, even being a martyr, even y'all can come through. Even being a martyr to the Lord, man, He's going to preserve us, man. And like the scriptures say, some of us will not taste death, man. All right? But it says, we shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell therein. This is back in the brother of mine, your precept of Revelation 3 and 11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man may take thy crown. And our joy no man can take from us, man. Because this joy is unlike any other joy that you can experience from winning a lottery, from getting a good grade on the test, from getting a promotion, all right? From from getting a stimulus check, whatever it may be, man. The joy of the Lord is uncomparable to all those things, man. Because we have knowledge, we have wisdom that puts us above this entire society, man. And we for sure above you, Esau. And we act on that, man. Does that mean we go out and tell every Edomite we see, hey, man, we're above you? Hey, you're the scum of the earth. Nah, man. We use wisdom and discretion, all right? And we let the Lord shine through us, man. I got one after y'all, brother.
Hey, we wish we could say that.
Right. That's what we think.
Hey, I would love to stand in front of my boss one day in my job and tell him, hey, your ass is going to be my slave in the kingdom, so hey, you better start bowing down right now. But hey, unfortunately, we can't do that.
Right.
We're behind enemy lines. I got Revelation 12:12.
Go ahead, huh?
This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. All right, now to start off, it says ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. And ultimately, who is that talking about? Well, first and foremost, of course, Yahushai, as well as the angels. Because after Yahushai, made himself a living sacrifice for us 2,000 years ago. Okay, in self with your, particular men of our nation. After his, after he rose after 3 days, and then eventually he went back up to the heavens. Okay, there was a great rejoicing in the heavens because Yahushai, through his sacrifice, he became worthy to, to ultimately open up those seals, which is the knowledge and understanding of these scriptures to us in these latter days. So, and at the same time, it says, "Rejoice, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them." And that's also talking about the elect. We that are of the hopeful elect. Okay, because real quick, to prove that, we go to Philippians, the 3rd chapter, in verse 20. Philippians 3:20. For our conversation is in heaven, from whence also we look for the Savior, the Lord Yahushua Mashiach. And when you go into this word conversation in this verse, it goes into citizenship. So literally through this shoot, okay, through this, this knowledge and wisdom that we have and this sacrifice that we're making ourselves citizens in the heavens. Okay, ultimately seeking to get back at the right hand side of the Father, right next to Yahushua.
Right, literally our records are in the heavens.
Yeah.
Because the Lord said, a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. When you go into Melchizedek, he had no earthly father or mother. Why? Because his registration, his citizenship, his records were in the heavens, man.
Yeah.
And so was us, man. We're doing this by faith. This is a faith-based thing, man. So the Lord literally is up there, and the angels marveling at us, saying, man, those brothers just literally in a society walking by faith and not by sight, man. That's a heavy, heavy reward in the kingdom of heaven, man. And it's not, we can't even fathom it on this side, man. We can't even imagine, and we can only go so far because of these fleshly bodies, man. All right? But we're going to go even farther when we get those incorruptible bodies, man. Lord willing, we are that number. You got it, brother.
Revelation 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. And now, if the elect are the heavens that is speaking of at the first part of this verse that rejoice, then who are the inhabitants of the earth and the sea? Basically, 2/3 of our people, as well as the rest of these people in the world. Because when this devil comes down with that great wrath, as I'm going to read in this verse, 2/3 of our people and the rest of these people of this world, they're the main ones that's going to be subject to that wrath, that are going to be receiving judgment when Esau comes down with that great wrath and establishes or tries to establish his NWO agenda, because ultimately the elect are going to be preserved and saved from that great wrath of Esau Edom. It says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time left. And that's one of the main reasons why we see this devil moving the way he's moving throughout the world right now. The UN councils basically claiming to wage war against what they call sea theorists and misinformation and stuff like that, because ultimately through the internet, a lot of people are especially even Edomites are going on these social media platforms, or YouTube, or BitChute, Odyssey, or whatever, making videos and exposing his agenda. So now, because so much information is coming out against the elites, okay, they basically have to, make war against, misinformation and seek theories and all that, because now they're trying to, gain and recontrol of the narrative again, okay, and through that, that's going to be, that's going to lead to him justifying him to come down with that great wrath, okay, which is his NWO agenda. And real quick, because I was reading that verse in the car before we started camp. When you go into this word wrath, all right, it says he's going to come down with great wrath because he knows that he had but a short time. When you go into this word wrath, let it play real quick.
G2372, Thumas.
Right, it says Thumas, and when you go to the biblical outline usage, when you go down to definition number 2, it says blow, adore, the wine of passion, inflaming wine, which either drives the drinker mad or kills him with its strength. So that wrath, when Esau comes down with that great wrath, I mean he's going to come down, God, with great, wine, or in other words, wine meaning what? Philosophy or doctrine.
Right. And when you go into it's basically going to be a great manslaughter.
Yeah.
Because when you go into the definition of manslaughter, it's committed in the what? The heat of passion. Mm-hmm. All right. At the moment, man. All right. So it's going to be a slaughter of men out here, man. Literally. You starting with you Jakes. You Jakes are going to get slaughtered. You Edomites are going to get slaughtered, man. You're going to have casualties on all sides, man. Because America is what? A melting pot. You have all the nations here, man. That's why it's the whore that sitteth upon many waters, because it's a representation of the entire earth. You can find all these nations on the front of the sign here, as well as the back of the sign, man. All of these nations are here in America, man. Literally, man. So all of these nations are here not only to just live it up, do as thou will, but you're here to be judged for that, man. You got it, huh?
Yeah, God. And because part of that great wrath that Esau is going to come down, or that great wine, as it read in the definition, ultimately we know that the end all be all of that great wine or that great doctrine or philosophy or belief that Esau Edom is going to first force the world to bow down to is the charagma. Okay, because God, water. Because what is the wine or the doctrine or philosophies that's going to come with this charagma that is going to be your way out of the time of tribulation. Okay, that's going to give you the ability to buy or sell. Okay, to get resources and things like that. And people are going to look to this as the new form of salvation. This is basically going to be the new Jesus Christ. So it's how the old so-called Jesus Christ came down on the planet Earth with great wrath. Bringing Christopher Columbus and his conquistadors, bringing slaughter upon millions of our people, the northern tribes as well as the southern tribes, in order for Esau to get us to bow down to this image, right? Well, that same thing is going to be implemented. All right, those same policies are going to be implemented where Esau Edom is going to make great slaughter upon our people to get us to bow down to this image, okay, as well as this idol, this charagma. All right. So that was pretty much it.
All right. This is Psalms 55 and 20. It says, Psalms 55 and 20. He hath put forth his hand against such that be at peace with him, and hath broken his covenant. All right. His words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords, man. So that's how Esau's going to come in by the way of this charagma, man. He's going to come with you with the smooth words, saying that you can be healed, you can walk, you'll be able to walk again, you'll be able to see. All right. If you have dementia, we can download.
Miracles.
Yeah, download your memory back into your mind by way of this charagma, man. All right, these are the miracles that this devil is trying to bring forth. All right, to deceive the whole world, man. So what, man? To put them under subjection under his rule, man. All right. And as we was going over yesterday, man, we was going over all the different types of things that he's gonna try to control you, man. He's gonna try to control you, how far you drive your car, what you eat, all right, how much water that you're gonna be using, your electricity, all right, all of these things, man.
Which ultimately the Most High has control over that. The Most High tells us what we should and what we shouldn't be. All right, where we should go and where we shouldn't go, man. Really though, all right, who we should serve, who we shouldn't serve, man. What we should do with our money, even. I got one after you. Go ahead.
That's it on there.
You had another one?
Let's see here. Yeah, that's it on there.
So the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 10. I'm going to start at 9. And the dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Speaking of Esau, and his military, they were cast out, man. Because y'all are nothing but a bunch of bullies, man. All right? Start with you, Esau, Moab, all right? Vladimir Putin, all right? North Korea, King Jong-un. Y'all are nothing but worldly bullies, man. All right? And you're looking to seek to take America out of power so you can get up in that power seat and you can persecute our people, persecute our nation, man. Extort us, all right? Put us in your contracts, man, in your policy, man, and defile us. But it says, verse 10, and it's the point, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Mashiach, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down. That same accuser in the 10th verse is talking about that old serpent in the 9th verse, man. Esau, Edom. You're the accuser, man. All right? You dish out all these policies, all this wine. You get our people drunk with it. Like the scriptures say, woe to you that giveth his neighbor drink. All right? You give us drink and you get us drunk with it, and you accuse us before the Lord. Look at all the abominable things they're doing. Look how they're a homeborn slave. Look how they don't even know their nationality. All right? Look how they go down to Egypt for help, man. But the Lord got you in a trick bag, Esau. But it says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. You see? Because we're faithful witnesses, man. And we have the testimony. And your testimony can either sell you or sink you. We know this. In the court of law, testimony can either sell the case onto victory or sink that case, man. But in this instance, it's going to sell us onto the kingdom, man. Our testimony. Because our testimony is not false. It's righteous and it's honest and it's truth, man. So it's gonna exonerate us. But it says, and they love not their lives unto death, man. And that's talking about the elect, man. We love our lives not unto death, man. Because we're willing to forsake all things for this right here, man. This moment. A moment to be in the presence of the Most High, man. A moment to be back around the brothers again. A moment to do a video. A moment to do a conference call, man. A moment to get on the line with the brother and break bread, man. All these moments make up our lives and push us to keep forward, man. Not only that, but like the scripture said, all right, we were going to be convinced by these prophecies. Not only do we have the brethren that are physical representation, the apostles on down to the least of us, of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, but we actually have what's going on in this book being played out right before us. So what more do we need, man? That's our strength.
I got verse 17 in that same chapter.
All right.
Revelation 12, verse 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman. The dragon being, the ancient Roman system, which America is the revive of that Roman system, and then a woman being the nation of Israel. It says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High, and have the testimony, like the brother just read in verse 11, and have the testimony of Yahushua and Mashiach. So because, all right, we keep the commandments of the Lord to the best of our abilities, all right, as well as have the testimony of Yahushua, which is what, these prophecies, okay, as well as this knowledge and wisdom, that's, this devil is making war with us. He's, which is going to lead to him coming down with great wrath, all right, and persecuting the church, all right, coming down with the flood, like it says in Isaiah, the 59th chapter, the 19th verse. But we know that the Lord is going to lift up that standard for us. because like the brother was just going into, we're faithful witnesses. So literally, we have witness protection from on high. Okay?
As we start from 14 now.
God. It's Revelation chapter 12, verse 14.
Because this is going into, like the brother read earlier, in that day ye shall be pilgrims in the earth. So this is twofold. This is talking about the time of 70 AD, Flavian dynasty, Titus Vespasian, and the mission.
Yeah.
All right. But it's also talking about in these times, man, because in that time you had the majority of the southern kingdom, remnants of the northern kingdom, fled into the mountains. But now, like it tells you in the scriptures, Judah and Israel are pressed together. So now we're back here together as one, man, and we're gonna have to do the same thing again and flee from these perilous times. You got it, huh?
All right. Revelation chapter 12, verse 14. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle.
That's right, going into the 2 wings, going into the southern kingdom that fled into the mountains in that time, man. West Africa, all right, the Appalachians, okay? Because of what? At Yahweh's direction and guidance, they believed, man. They went out to a place whether they knew whether they went, man. Which is synonymous to what? Faith.
Yeah.
All right, which is synonymous to the characteristics that Abraham had, all right, Jacob had, okay, Noah had, all right, and so on and so Moses had, man, going out with knowing which whether they went, and that's the spirit that's given unto our nation, man. Having faith at the direction of the scriptures in Yahweh because they believe, man. Go ahead, brother.
It says, and to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place where she is nourished for times and a half of a time from the face of the serpent.
Right, and what is that talking about? That time and a half a time, man. 350 years, man. All right, when we were nourished from the face of this serpent, man. When we came back into power, all right. I mean, we came back into the knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which is power, man. All right. Read the latter part again, brother Bashar.
The latter part
of the serpent.
The latter part of verse 14. That she might fly into the wilderness, into her place where she is nourished for a time and times and a half a time from the face of the serpent,
which was the Roman Empire, which is America, the revived Roman Empire, man. Like it speaks of in Revelation 13, that was wounded with the sword, man.
Did live.
And did live. That serpent did live, man. All right, and it grew because it's an ancient serpent, man. And this is an ancient beast system, man. All right, and we see it growing and growing. But this beast system is not just growing. It has an agenda. It has a plan in mind, man. And what's that plan? To devour. Because when that snake grows, all right, that snake's pride, it rises up, and that snake starts to wrap around, man. And when it squeezes you tight enough, and you can't move, and it got you in its grip totally, it hovers over you, man. Hovers over your body. It just swallows you and devours you, man. That's what this beast, EU and the NATO, is thinking to do to this entire society, man, this entire earth, man, with that Karagma. Go ahead, brother. Y'all want to speak on it? Y'all got it.
Hey, and just to back up your analogy, because when that snake wraps around you, it's trying to squeeze your breath out of you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
You know that these scriptures, the knowledge of these scriptures via the Holy Spirit is our breath of life. Okay, so Esau Edom's system is trying to squeeze the breath of life out of us.
That's right.
Before he comes down upon us.
That's right.
With that great wrath.
That's right, bro.
Want to say something, Mama?
No, you said pretty much.
That's right. That's beautiful.
Verse 15, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood from the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
Right, going into Esau's lies, man. Esau wants you to be carried away and being Kemet, being an Egyptologist, being an African American, even, man, being a Mexican, Spanish, Puerto Rican, man. Those are bywords and proverbs given to us, but those bywords and proverbs come with different philosophies and different heathen customs, man. All right? You got it, huh?
You know what's crazy about it, the situation is that all those religions that the brother just now mentioned, he doesn't have a problem with you saying that you those nationalities or those bywords or being a part of the Muslims, or being a part of the Christians or the Baptists or whatever the case may be, man. All right, but as soon as you say that you're an Israelite, man, it's a problem.
Yeah.
All right, as soon as you say that you're a son of the power, man, it's a problem, man. You start reading out the scriptures, they condemning this place, then they look at you as a terrorist, man.
Right.
All right, anti, you know, how they say it.
Anti-S.
Yeah, anti-S.
Hey, but just backing them brother up. That's how you know Esau wants you to fall in line with his agenda, because you go on his surveys, you go for a job, he'll say, what do you identify as? And they got all the bywords on it. It's not our names according to the Bible, it's his bywords, man. That's what he wants you to identify as. All right? Oh, check none of the above. Then he wants you to explain other. What do you mean by that? What do you mean? What do you mean by other?
Right.
What do you mean you're not one of these on my list, man?
Right.
Y'all brothers got, you got that. So, verse 16, and the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
That's right, man. Earth being what? History, wisdom, all right? Swallowing up those lies, man. That Esau, Edom cast out. And ultimately, Yahushua was that wisdom in that time that prophesied and said what would happen during 70 AD, man. Like in Matthew, you got that Matthew still out? Matthew 24 and 21, all right? That prophesied what was going to happen, man. He gave our people direction just as he's giving us in this time, man. Flee to the hills. When you should see the abomination and the desolation, flee into the mountains, man. All right? There's going to be another, even greater abomination and desolation, because Esau is coming in the spiritual temple, man. The third temple, all right? Which was not built by the hands of men, all right? That's a temple which Yahushua is the chief cornerstone of, man. That stone cut out without hands. That's us, man. All right? Did Yahushua get you from out of this truth in a limousine, or was it this word? Was it an actual vehicle that the Most High said, hey, man, this is the truth right here. Just come hop in this vehicle. It was the word, man, the spirit, man. Without hands. And that's why we stand firm in our belief today, because we were brought here without hands, man. The spirit led us to this truth, man. To these men. You got it, huh?
All right, this is Matthew 24 and 21. It says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as not since, I'm going to start over. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor even shall be.
That's right. And you want to speak on that? You got it.
So pretty much, man, all right, taking accountability for all the evil times that have ever been, all right, that has been on this earth, all right, it's not going to equal up to this time that's coming now, man. All right, with this kingdom being, destroyed and brought down, all right, this place, destruction and all of the things that are going to happen within it is going to be worse than any other time in the history of the world, man. All right. Let's see here. It says, for except those days be shortened, there shall be no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Right? All right, because again, as the brother Amanya brought out, that he shall come down with great wrath, man. All right, meaning that he's gonna put out all the stock, everything that he has, disease, biological warfare, his weaponry, all right. All of these things, man, he's gonna put out there, all right, to pretty much, full-fledged, man, all right, just trying to destroy any and everybody, in the hopes of getting rid of the elect, man, all right. And it's not gonna happen because the elect are gonna be hidden in those days, man. All right. Yeah,
That's right, bro. Hey, that's beautiful, because except those days be short. When we see that going on, we see that the Lord ain't working on no Gregorian calendar, man. The Lord ain't working how Esau portrays the society and the time and the beyond. Esau can't even keep control. Esau trying to change the time so much, man, because he's not even on his own time, man. That's why he's trying to change. Oh, let's change the daylight savings time to this time. Oh, let's get rid of daylight savings time. Because you're not on the time. You're not even on your own time in Esau. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. I know you can say something.
No, I was just about to agree with you pretty much. All these things that this devil trying to do, man, he's trying to upset prophecy, man. But he can't upset prophecy, man. All right? What you have about?
That's right. You had one of mine?
Yeah.
I got one after.
It's further going into how we are that spiritual temple in these latter days that the brother was going into. And how shall being that chief cornerstone of this temple that's being built. This is Ephesians chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at verse 19. Ephesians 2 and 19. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 18. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 18. For through him, all right, the him being Yahushai, we both have access by one Spirit unto the Father, because that was what the old temple was all about. Us having access to the Father through the Levitical priesthood, the high priesthood, but now through Yahushua's sacrifice, that old covenant is done away with, and now we fulfill all those things through Yahushua and the elect, which is
right.
the new priesthood that's being built up in these latter days.
Right, after the order of Melchizedek.
That's right. Yeah, after the order of Melchizedek, Malak Tazadak. Right. Verse 19. Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of the Most High.
Right.
So we're fellow citizens with the saints in the household of the Most High. Going back to what I read earlier in Philippians 3. For our conversation is in heaven, meaning what? Our citizenship is in heaven. Okay, so we'll through this work that we're doing, we're making ourselves citizens in the heavens, back to the right hand side of the Father, right next to Yahushua as the sons of God. Okay, but it says, verse 19 again, now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of the Most High, the new temple, right? It says, verse 20, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and the prophets, Yahushua Hamashiach himself being the chief cornerstone. So Yahushua is the chief cornerstone of the foundation of this temple, okay, in which the prophets and the apostles are part of the foundation of this temple, because we would literally, us, that you see right here on the camera, we literally entered into the labors of the apostles and the elders that came before us. And it was the apostles and the elders came to the labors of Yahushua. The rebuilding of the third temple, which is starting with the house of David.
Right.
It says, verse 20, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Yahushua and Mashiach being the chief cornerstone, in whom all the building fitly framed together groweth unto an holy temple in the Lord. So all the brothers that you see waking up to the shoot, setting up camps, okay, preaching this word throughout the four corners of the earth. That's the Lord fitting all of the pillars of the temple that He's building.
Right.
Okay. Upon the foundation of the prophets and the apostles. Okay. It says, verse 22. This is the last verse. Verse 22. In whom ye also are builded together for an habitation of the Most High through the Spirit. So now that we no longer have a physical temple where the Spirit of the Lord, dwells in, okay, now this spiritual temple, which is, Lord willing us, Lord willing we're a part of this temple, now we are where the Spirit of the Lord dwells in these latter days, which is why we're doing what we're doing right now, that you see before the camera, preaching this word. Out of the whole entire 337 area that we currently reside in right now, only us three are out here, doing this work. So that's a testament to us, showing us that, the Lord is definitely dealing with us, to preach His word here in downtown Lafayette, as well as wherever else, brothers are preaching the word throughout the four corners of the earth. We are that spiritual temple. Right. That's it on that.
Yep, just back your brother up. This is Hebrews 7. I'm going to start at verse 9. And as I may say so, Levi also, who received tithes, now listen good, paid tithes in Abraham. For he was yet in the loins of his father when Melchizedek met him, right? Speaking of Abraham, because the priesthood was ultimately already set up before the Levitical priesthood. When you go to Genesis chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 9, it shows you how we gave sacrifices unto the Lord before the Levitical priesthood was set up, man, was put into place. All right? But it says, verse 10, verse 11, Salaki, if therefore perfection were made by the Levitical priesthood, all right, for under it the people received the law. So if perfection were made in the law, look what it's going to say. What further need was there that another priest should rise after the order of Melchizedek and not be called after the order of Aaron, which is the Levitical priesthood? The order of Melchizedek is the order of Yahushua, man, which was Melchizedek, man, which is faith, which is grace, man, all right? Which was that perfect sacrifice that Yahushua made by his blood that brings us reconciliation and pardoning back to the Father and atonement, man. That's what we're after, man. We're not after the house built by men, all right? We're after the order of Melchizedek, but it says at the end, for the priesthood being changed, you see, how is that priesthood changed? So now we're all going to be high priests, man, all right? After the order of Melchizedek, which is Yahushua, the chief amongst us, man, all right? But it says, there is made a necessity, a change also of the law, man, all right? For he of whom these things are spoken pertaining to another tribe, of which no man gave attendance at the altar. For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah. For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning priesthood. You see? So Yahushua came out of Judah, which Moses spoke nothing of priesthood, meaning that what? That priesthood was going to be fulfilled through Yahushua, man, through faith and grace, man. That's how we have. That's how the Lord make intercession for His people, man, for the men of the Lord. That's why you can see 3 men here, 2 men over here, one brother behind the camera over there, man. Because we're after an order that's not made by hands of men, man. We're after some that's a higher calling, man. That's why we have the resilience, the perseverance, the endurance within us, man, to keep doing this repetitively, constantly, consecutively, because we know the Lord is going to eventually deliver us, man, and make us a spectacle, all right, a righteous spectacle in the sight of our enemies. Y'all brothers, guys, we're going to start taking that.
All right. This is 1 Corinthians 3 and 16. Ye know ye not that ye are the temple of Yahweh, and that the Spirit of Yahweh dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of Yahweh, him shall Yahweh destroy, for the temple of Yahweh is holy, which temple ye are, man. So we are the temple of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. All right, those physical temples on the earth, all right, through the Spirit, man. All right, and Esau was trying to what, man? Ransack that temple, defiling it with his paragma, man. All right, with his his MOTB. All right, but hey, man, that's right, y'all. All right, got anything?
All right. I got this Revelation chapter 18. Okay, going into the destruction of Babylon the Great. Revelation chapter 18 and verse 20. It says, "Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High hath avenged you on her." So when the Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed by Yahweh Shemashai, the Lord said, rejoice, you prophets and your apostles. Okay, and why is that? This real quick, Jeremiah 51, verse 11, also going into the destruction of the new modern day Babylon, which is America. Jeremiah 51, verse 11, it says, "Make bright the arrows," which is those nuclear missiles. It says, "Gather the shields. The Lord hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes," which is the Russians, "for his devices against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple." Right. So when the Lord destroys Babylon, right, Babylon the Great America, he's going to use these different nations to play that prophecy out. The Russians, the Chinese, North Koreans, and so on and so forth. He's going to avenge his temple, and what's the foundation of this temple? Okay, pursuant to what I read in Ephesians 2, was the foundation of the temple started off with Yahushua being the chief cornerstone, down to the prophets and the apostles. Okay, that's how the Lord's going to avenge his temple. He's going to avenge his prophets and the apostles that are standing on their feet, to this very day, speaking out against the wickedness of this Babylonian, modern day Egyptian, modern day Sodom, modern day, hell kingdom that we're in the midst of,
Right. Hey, just to back your brother up about that spirit of the Medes, that's one of America's main opponents, man. You see it in the whole BRICS system, man. That was created to combat the EU and the NATO, man. What you got? BRICS is an acronym basically going into Brazil, Russia, India. What's the C, Akim? China, and the S, South Africa, man. So that whole system was combated to create the EU and the NATO, man. All right, and that system, coincidentally, but not so, consists of Gog and Magog, man. So you can't make these scriptures up, man. All right, the Most High literally is not the author of confusion, man. Everything is going to be done in order, even war. The Most High is perfect in war, man. Because you got they got a book out there called The Art of War, different war texts, man. The Most High created war itself, man. The idea of war and peace. That comes from the Lord. I got a quick one. Just going back into Hebrews 17 and 15, 2 verses, it says, and it is far more evident for that after the similitude of Melchizedek, there ariseth another priest. And this is talking about Yahushua, who is made not after the law of a carnal commandment, but after the power of an endless life. For he testified, thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. And when you go into Melchizedek basically never died, all right? He never got sick, man. That's an endless life. That's what's promised unto the elect, man. Starting with Yahushua, that endless life, Yahushua embodies that endless life, man. Never getting sick, all right? Never growing old, all right? Never dying. That's going to be allotted to his inheritance, man, his joint heirs, man. All right, y'all brothers got it. Get one or two more, take it up.
Yeah, one more.
This is all right. This is Isaiah 9 and 6, backing up the brother. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the mighty power, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace, man, the everlasting Father, meaning for eternity, man. All right, eternity, man. All right, forever. All right, and he's gonna be joint heirs to that, man, the elect. All right,
Right.
of the kingdom, man, with the kingdom. All right, and that's it.
This is Exodus chapter 19. Exodus chapter 19, verse 6. And he shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. So one question for you, for all you Old Testament Torah only Israelites, was this prophecy ultimately fulfilled under that old covenant? Were we a kingdom of priests, under that old covenant? No, because it was only the Levites that were, that were
Order of Aaron.
right. It was only the Levites, the Levitical priesthood, that was appointed to be priests for us under that old covenant. So now the question after that is, what ultimately, is going to make us a kingdom of priests for all you Old Testament Israelites? Well, the answer is, or at least one answer that I can give, because we're about to close it out. This is Revelation chapter 1, verse 6. I'm gonna start at verse 5.
Go ahead,
This is Revelation chapter 1, verse 5. And from Yahushua HaMashiach, who is the faithful witness and the first begotten of the dead, and the prince of the kings of the earth, unto him that loved us and washed us from our sins with his own blood, not with the animal sacrifice, not with the Levitical priesthood, not with the priesthood of Aaron, or the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach. Verse 6, and hath made us kings and priests unto the Most High and his Father. To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. So it was Yahushua that is ultimately going to fulfill Exodus 19 and 6, where we're going to be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. So, you know, for you Old Testament Israelites, hey, y'all need to come out of that. Y'all got to get out of that old covenant because, hey, we broke that already. So now we're on the grace right now. So now it's time for you, all right, to believe on Yahweh Shai's sacrifice to be the atonement for your sins and, you know, and to be washed from all the sins that you committed under that old covenant in order to be, you know, back to be graceful with the Lord again. That was pretty much on that.
Hey, I got one just to take it out. It's Hebrews 7:27. It says, "For such an high priest became us, who is holy, harmless, undefiled." See, you see, it said became us, man. So us, we're those kings, those priests. We're that kingdom of priests, man. All of us. But who's that top priest? Yahweh Shai, man. But it says, from sinners and made higher than the heavens, who needed not daily, as those high priests, to offer up sacrifice, first for his own sins and then for the people's. For this he did once, when he offered up himself. For the law maketh men high priests which have infirmities, you see? Because the law wasn't perfect, man. All right, it was made perfect through Yahweh Shai. It says, but the word of the oath, which was since the law, maketh the Son who is consecrated forevermore, man. All right? So that's talking about Yahweh Shai, man. All right, Yahweh Shai is going to be that high priest. And we're going to be high priest of our nation. Up under Yahweh Shai, it's going to be an order, man. All right? The order after Melchizedek, which records don't, you can't go in the archives and go in these libraries and find our records and trace us back to the Levitical priesthood. Our records are in the heavens, all right? The Lord willing, all right? This camp has been edifying. We're going to turn and face the east and give infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Arakakudash. Double honors to the Apostle Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well, and I'm worthy of the double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 6 times. Kwame Yashala, Baba Shalom. Till next time, Akim, Shalom.